You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
We are back in business, boys.
Back in business.
Back in business. That's how we like to say it, back in business. That is my white guy voice. That is,
nice.
the nasally.
Leave the white guy stuff to me.
You totally represent white people here, Scully.
He's official.
Yeah.
So we are back for episode 66 of The Mentality Show. It is Wednesday, 6 p.m., July 10th, 2019. What does that mean, gentlemen and ladies?
Mentality show.
That's right. We are back. Back in
Wednesday.
business.
Back in business.
All right. So now I want to put this out there. Did you know that according to statistics, people who cheat in relationships experience the same levels of stress as someone that's on trial for murder?
Wow.
That's how deep
Big
this thing
guilt.
is. That's how guilty people feel for these type of things. And we're going to get into that today on today's topic of how to cheat and get away with it. Right? See,
I can help you with that.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here. And so we've done several shows. We did a show on why men cheat, why women cheat. We did a show on how not to get caught cheating.
How to catch a cheater.
How to catch a cheater, right? Okay.
Cheater.
And now we're going to do our show is how to cheat and get away with it.
There you go.
Okay.
And then I'm going to introduce you to our next topic. It has something to do with cheating. This is a hot topic right now for next week. So
Okay.
this is like cheat month and a half. Okay, we're going to talk about these things.
Month and a quarter.
I like it.
But live from the airways of Los Angeles, from the airways of LA Talk Radio Show, we are your number one show, The Mentality Show. We're on Facebook Live. Number is 818-570-5085. If you want to call up here and chime in on some of the things that we talk about here, it's an open line. This is a safe haven. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about here. We're not going to judge you, okay? We're just going to talk shit. That's it. Okay?
We're counseling.
But we don't
do the
judge.
judging.
We'll counsel.
We'll counsel you. Exactly.
I'll be the judge.
Right. I think out of everyone at this table, you most likely would probably be a judge.
Give me my
Scully.
fucking robe and get it now.
He's soulless, so it works.
Yeah,
You know?
have no soul.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I'm glad you recognize that.
Right, of course. Right away.
So if you're new to the Mentality Show or if you've never seen this show, then we must warn you that the views and opinions expressed on this show, some listeners and viewers may find offensive. Viewer discretion. We don't give a fuck. So let's get into it. Let's get into our introductions. I am going to introduce myself first because I am pretty much the man on the show. So
Because I want to.
He's the Metro Man of the show.
I am your host, Delano. Metro Man. I like that. I'm your host, Delano. I am the man of the show. I host the air traffic controller, if you will, of this whole thing.
Metro
I
Man.
make sure these guys don't get out of control or, butt naked or anything like that. So that's what I'm here for. I'm going to introduce you in a second. Trust me. We're coming up with you. All right, then I got my man Scully here to my left. What's up, Scully?
What's going on, guys?
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good. Did
Yeah.
some shake, rattle, and rolling.
Holy.
Cooked my ass a little bit. The fucking earthquake shook me up, and
Wow,
I'm
you
feeling
were
pretty good.
next to the epicenter.
Yeah.
I was pretty close to it, but
You're here.
I liked it. It was enjoyable for me. I mean, it's unfortunate for the people who were sitting right on top of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we felt the earth twerk. The earth twerked.
They were twerking.
Twerked this weekend.
Twerking.
Yeah.
Could have
Yeah.
been worse, though. I mean, if it was down in more of Metro LA area,
Oh, it's all
San
bad.
Francisco,
That's my
anything
area,
was more
Metro
built
LA.
out. Yep.
Metro LA.
Yeah, it would have fucked them up. But for me, it was all right. I mean, I've
bad.
experienced
Yeah.
a lot of them, so I thought it was kind of cool. I saw some
Scared
shit.
the shit out of me, man.
Dude, I looked up at my trees. I'm sitting in my spa on the 7.1. I look up, and you can see the trees actually shaking. I've never seen that. So that was kind of cool.
See, you see something different. You learn something different every earthquake.
Yes, you do.
That's the great thing about California, man.
Yeah.
Good thing we don't have too
safe.
many of them.
Got my man Sexy Texy. What's up, buddy?
What's
Texie.
up? What's up?
How you feeling, man? How was your earthquake
Good.
week?
Earthquake week?
You were
was
drinking
good.
your beer and shit starts shaking and you
like,
just
whoa.
end up.
We were at work.
I dropped my fucking beer.
Right?
He got upset. He lost a beer.
We were at work.
Oh yeah. You guys were at work when this shit
And
happened.
like, oh shit.
Damn. Okay. And Vato V, my man Vato V. What's up, buddy?
Kill me, that's how it's
Tell the
going.
people about you. Let the
me
people know.
Hey, when you're
represents.
when you're older.
Huh?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right, my man. Turned 40 years old. The big 40.
Join the 40 Club.
Welcome.
He's
Welcome to the
officially.
40 Club.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
right. He's
Thank you.
officially a man of a certain age.
Officially a man.
That's right. Officially a man. Yeah.
Officially
So
a man.
you
Now he has,
during that
ED.
earthquake. During that earthquake, you start feeling more aches in your
I was
body,
like,
right?
fuck it.
Just in time for the Viagra license to run out. So now everybody's got that shit
I'm
on
at
the
the
cheap.
cusp
Now you got the 4 hymns.
for all
There you
that.
go. All right, so let's get into. We have, if you've noticed, for those of our audience who's watching, and those of you who are listening, if you heard a very sexy female voice, trust me, that was not sexy texy. That was our special guest here today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, but she's here. Please give it up for Silvia Saige. Silvia Saige.
Awesome to have
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, so good to have you here. She is an adult film actress. She's also a stand-up comedian. That is a great, interesting combination. I definitely want to ask you a lot of questions regarding that. She's also host of a show called Sexual Disorientation and a show called Sexy Fun Raw, if I got that right.
Sexy, funny, raw. So
Sexy
close.
Funny Raw. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I had my
okay.
darn
Don't fuck
autocorrect here. Sexy Funny Raw. And so Sylvia, tell our audience a little bit about you, and basically towards the end, if you could definitely explain to us how you ended up becoming a adult film actress and stand-up comedian. So
Right.
you have the floor.
Thank you. So what a lot of people don't know is I didn't get into adult films until I was 30. So yeah. So I actually worked for nearly a decade in medicine. I worked in hospitals and doing cardiology, and
nice.
I did X-rays and things of that, like EKGs and stress testing. I did that for like a decade, and then I got tired of it, and I decided to do stand-up comedy off of a total whim, and it went really well. If you know anything about stand-up comedy, it's like a total adrenaline rush.
Yes.
So yeah,
I've done it. Yes.
Yeah.
You
It's
definitely
so
do it.
addictive,
Yes,
and
it
I was
is.
like, well, this is what I'm gonna do forever.
Yes.
Like
Nice.
this is it. So I.
It's like sex, the endorphins and everything. When
You just
yeah, it's
can't even
great,
explain
man.
it. It's a high like
Absolutely.
nothing else I've
Absolutely.
ever felt. And
Yes.
so I was like, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what makes me happy. And so I did it for a few years in Kansas City, which is where I'm from.
Okay.
And then I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it for real. So I packed up, moved to California, and
Right.
found out it was much more expensive here than I was originally thinking. I'm from a small town outside of Kansas City. So rent was like $600 a month. And then you get out here and you're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, I'm
To
going to live in a
triple that.
shoebox if I have to pay $600 a month.
With no lid.
So it was a bit of a shock to the system. And I came out here and I got 2 different jobs, and I was working at a construction company during the day doing their books, and I was bartending at night, and I was doing no comedy. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the whole reason I moved out here. And I was like nickel and diamond everything. And I had a friend who was already working in the industry, and she asked if she could come stay with me. I saw her make like 10 grand in a week, and I was like, what the fuck am I
Oh
doing?
my
And I was
gosh,
like,
yes.
if I just made a few porns a month, I could make enough money to support myself and
Yeah.
still do comedy. So I was like,
Right,
fuck
right.
it, that's what I'm doing. I was
That's what's
30
up.
years old. I called my family, like, this is what's happening.
Right.
Like, you can stand behind it, you cannot. Like, here's the choice, but this is what I'm doing. And
Nice.
How did your family react?
everybody reacted completely different, and expectedly so. My mother still doesn't handle it well. She's super religious, so it's really hard for her. But my dad kind of got the rest of my family to come around to it, because I'm daddy's little girl. And my dad's like, look, as long as my baby is happy and healthy, she can do whatever the hell she wants. Like,
Really?
he understands I'm
Awesome.
a grown-ass woman. And, like,
Yeah. Of course.
I'm 35 years old. I'm fucking anyway.
Yeah.
So I might as well be making money off of
That's
it,
true.
you know?
That's
so
true. That's true.
He kind of
With a
gets
camera.
it, and he turned the rest of my family into like accepting it. And my comedy is based about being a porn star, and my dad thinks I'm hilarious. And the rest of my family comes and enjoys my comedy as well, and it's like, it's very uplifting. And they know that, like, that's not just what I do. The shows that I host are both very sex education related.
Oh, nice.
So I'm actually traveling to London on the 24th of this month to go speak on a
Nice.
panel for sex workers. Like, I do a lot of
Right.
sex education, because now that I'm in it, it would have never in a million years been something I thought I would have done, going
Yeah.
from working in healthcare to working in what people think is the epitome of anti-health.
Yeah.
But it's exactly the opposite. It is a very healthy industry, and for people who treat it in the correct way, it can be just mentally as healthy as anything else.
So do you think they should legalize prostitution?
110%.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Yes, yes.
110%.
Do it. Yes.
It's
Yes,
between
yes.
2 consenting adults who do you care what I'm collecting at the end of the day?
Exactly.
You know?
And it's more controlled. If it's controlled by the government, they're going to make sure that safety precautions are taken, condoms are used, things like that. No more pimps to protect you. Now you got Uncle Sam protecting you.
I mean, ultimately, isn't everyone pimping themselves out anyway?
Right. I have
It's
no
just not
problem.
sex.
Yeah.
Right.
In other ways.
Condoms are going to be tax deductible. So
Right.
there you go.
Yeah. I have no problem giving them a cut of my money, but keep me safe.
Exactly.
Keep me safe.
You know? Like,
Absolutely.
that's all I want.
Absolutely.
And right now you're like, well, no one's going to help you do anything. Your word is completely null and void. And it's like, just because
Right.
we're sex workers doesn't mean we're not also people. And so that's
Right.
why I'm on such a soapbox all
Yeah.
the time, because
Yeah.
I just feel like I have such a message to send to people of
Right.
like who we are and what we actually stand for. And I
Right.
get it
That's
that
awesome.
like trafficking is one thing. That's not what I'm protecting,
No.
just so everyone knows.
There's a difference.
That's
Right.
yeah, that's it. And that's what I'm saying. If they finally legalize prostitution, it'll get rid of that whole aspect as far as the
Exactly.
trafficking and things like that. All the negative things involved in prostitution. I mean, come on, man. Just make like it's like with weed, and alcohol and the prohibition era and all that stuff. People were killed. A lot of bad things happened
Right.
until they legalized the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And now, people enjoy a beer or,
Exactly.
and other things,
We're
that the
drinking
government.
this shit whether it's legal or not.
Exactly.
Right. People are going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it is the oldest job in history.
It is the oldest
sad,
job.
you know.
Exactly. Now, we do this thing on our show called the H's, since you're someone who's into sexual health and things like that.
Yes.
If you've watched our show, our audience, they know what we're talking about. You don't want to catch anything that starts with an H.
Nope.
Okay? We're talking hepatitis. We're talking hemorrhoids. We're talking HIV. We're talking hepatitis. We're talking HPV. Anything that starts with an H. If
Okay.
it doesn't start with an H,
It's curable.
it's curable. You're fine.
okay.
You're
It's
fine.
okay.
But if it
It's
starts
okay.
with an H,
Wow.
think about this. Think about this. If it starts with an H, your ass is in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
am I right about this? Your health
yeah.
education,
I guess I
sexual
never
health.
have-
Yeah,
I've
something to
never
think
thought
about.
that.
Something,
Yeah.
see, we come up. We're
We think.
And for women,
we really think about
thinkers.
Yeah.
sex on this show a
Do
lot.
it, yeah.
and for
Yeah,
women,
we don't. We're guys. We don't think much, but that has been thought through.
and for women, the H, husband.
They say 1 out of 5 people have an H.
Oh, damn.
There's only 1 out of 5 guys have an H. There's
don't go
4
to
of
Long
us
Beach.
here. Yes, don't go to Long Beach. Yes, Long Beach leads the nation. Leads the nation in STDs, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show about that too. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
Long Beach.
crazy.
Yeah, so they say 1 out of 5 people have an H. There's only 4 of us here, so that 5th guy, EL.
Is he out
That's the
there?
guy we used to have on the
Is
show.
he listening? Call
Maybe
him.
LaShawn the Don or something. That is interesting. So yeah, you stand-up comedy. What are some of the jokes that you talk about? Because you said you kind of
Yeah.
reference porn in your comedy.
Well, I kind of just give them my whole life span and how I got into comedy and how I was a real person once and I worked in corporate America, and I give that whole side, and then I tell you what a horrible person I was working in corporate America. And I mean, I literally made up a child and murdered it just to get out of work.
Oh man.
I mean, I went through the whole I had a miscarriage, suffered depression. I
Yeah.
did that in corporate America. What kind of human being does that? And
Right.
And then I just I had to move to LA and become a stand-up comic and talk about it. And then yeah.
So you said your girlfriend's your girlfriend that enticed you to get into porn was making like $10,000 a week.
She did not entice me. She had
See, in my
no-
mind, I'm seeing you two together.
Oh, that was our first
Yeah.
movie, was
there
us
you go.
together.
Oh.
But she had no idea I was going to do it. She was working she was gone every day and she was working, and that's how she was making so much money. And I was like, this little bitch. I was like, so I got on her email and I found out who she sent her photos to, and I was like, I'm gonna send my photos to the same fucking person. I'm gonna make this happen. It turned out to be the worst person we could have sent it to. He's the worst agent in the world. He's got a prison for screwing over girls. He's the worst.
See that industry. That's what I'm curious to know
Yeah.
about that industry. You hear so many things. I'm sure you run into a lot of Harvey Weinstein type
Ooh.
cats in that
Okay.
industry.
Yes.
Guys
It's
who,
getting much better,
Yeah.
but it definitely still exists.
do you run into these guys who want to record you, want to do porn or whatnot, but then they try to fuck you on set
yeah.
type thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
That's
that's my
just a-
fantasy. No, I'm just kidding.
That's called a test drive.
Yeah.
That's why I
the
say
casting
it's for the
couch.
right-minded people, because
Yeah.
it's you have to know your boundaries, and you have to be able to say no when you don't want to do something, and you have to be strong in that and stand by it, because a lot of these guys are just hoping that these girls are pushovers. That's why there's so many 18, 19-year-old pushovers born, is because they prey on these girls, you know?
Right.
And they don't like it when women like myself come along, because then they're intimidated and then they sit in their place. None of these guys try this stuff when myself or other like boss ass bitches are in the room.
Grown ass woman.
Grown ass women.
That's right.
But I see
Boss
it happen
bitch.
I see it happen to the young girls all the time. That's why I've said also I don't think girls should be allowed to be in the sex world until you're at least 25, because mentally, I don't think you're there yet.
I totally agree. Yeah, we're not really fully grown until the age of 25.
You don't understand
mentally,
what's going on.
That's
you can't
true.
even comprehend what you're doing at that moment in time.
Let me ask you this. Is it true that if you have sex with a black guy, then you're damaged goods, if you will? Like nobody wants to work with you too much? Is that true?
That's true.
That's like how I grew up. That's how I grew up in Kansas, that way thinking. But I don't think that's the case out here.
I'm from Arkansas, so yeah.
You understand.
Yes.
You understand.
Arkansas, yeah.
God, I grew up. We used to go on float trips in Arkansas.
Yeah.
So that's. It's
We
not
didn't see
the
women
same.
that bonding over there.
They're bonding over there.
Women didn't look like you in Arkansas.
I came down there. I came
Yeah.
for visits. I
Really?
promise. Yeah.
Oh man,
I
you
did.
would. They would love you out there.
No, but wait, you totally threw me off.
We were talking about. I got thrown off too because we were.
Back in
black guys having sex with black men.
You're ruined.
Damaged
You're
goods.
not okay.
Yes.
So I think that used to be a thing, and they also used to say like, hold out on anal, hold out on having sex with black dudes, because it's like gonna take you down notches if
Yeah.
you have like so many
'Cause
things
we knocked
that
the
you're
bottom
willing
out that
to,
pussy.
You know, yeah. But I started with anal right away, and I started with black men right away. I didn't hold
Let me
off.
ask you, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Are black men your favorite? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you love?
Not in porn.
But personally,
yes.
personally though, right?
Personally, I feel like black men are amazing lovers.
Thank
but
you.
black men in
Thank you.
porn, it's a different story, because they go for size there.
Yeah.
So it gets to an uncomfortable point.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Black men in real life, we
have small penises.
especially they do.
He's an overcompensator.
Now I'm gonna have to fill. See, you guys brought up my penis. I'm gonna have to
Wait,
defend
he
myself.
brought it up.
He was already going
He was
there.
already
I didn't say. Did I say anything about my penis?
Hold on,
I said
hold on.
black men.
Hold
I
on.
said black men.
I don't want to bring up your penis.
No, they did. You did, Vatsoveva. Tech C is always bringing it up. Tech C. These are the two insecure ones.
He started talking about it.
Anytime a man brings up anything about penis, these two all of a sudden get butt hurt because there's something they're insecure about. But anyway,
We have to hear
Said
about
butthurt?
that thing all the fucking
the
time.
time.
I
Don't be
talk.
fooled by this.
I asked you about black men. I didn't say anything about myself.
true.
Thank you.
That's
See, but all of a sudden, anyway, okay.
We knew
so,
where you were going with that.
We know
Let's go ahead and get into it, folks. So as you know, we talk about everything on this show. By the way, we're gonna have you join us here today, Silvia.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna talk about how to get away with cheating.
Yeah.
And our audiences are waiting there, and we thank you so much for being here. And we are really going to enjoy anything you have to say about
Oh,
this.
hell yeah, we are.
So let's get into it. So as you know, we talk about everything on the show, from California quakes making people think it's the end of time to Tech C and his ever-growing waistline. We're going to talk about that here on the show. What else are we going to talk about, Scully?
From relationships, cheaters, and earthquakes scaring the masses, to how we here at the Mentality Show need to prepare for Tech C and his bad gases.
Yes,
Turn
sir.
on me yesterday, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sexy Texy. What else are we going to talk
These
about?
earthquakes making me hold on, not let go, to Delano, still such a metro.
You could have said hoe instead of metro, but it's okay. All right. You're that too.
Change it up.
Vato V, what we going to talk about, buddy?
From the gas prices getting higher due to inflation to why you should listen to the Mentality Show and have illegal fornication.
That's what's up. So we're going to talk about all that today here. So let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes, what you've been waiting for, besides our beautiful guest here. Basically, infidelity in a relationship is a serious breach of trust, regardless whether or not you think you can get away with it. In discussion of this particular topic, we here at the Mentality Show are not condoning cheating on your partner in any way, okay?
Nope.
We're not saying it's right, okay?
Nope.
As a matter of fact, we all actually agree that if you're into cheating on your partner, you should question whether or not you even want to be in a relationship at all, right?
agree.
We're all in agreement of that.
I got a
Okay.
good disclaimer we can throw out there right now, and the best way to not get caught is just not to fucking do it, man. Just be done with it.
Don't do it.
Just know if you do it, it comes out some way or somehow.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Just
fucking
busted.
caught.
Yeah,
It-
I think you should do it. Just be honest about it.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
And see, we're going to talk about that now. Before I was interrupted.
Oh God.
All right. So now we all say that what we just said. However, if you do decide to cheat, then there are certain steps you can take to throw off your partner, or throw them off the trail, if you will, and keep them from growing suspicious. Because who needs that? Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. All right. So let's all get up. Let's get all up in the crevices of this topic, fellas, and go deep, balls deep into this whole topic. All right. So, all right. We're going to throw out certain ways to cheat, and if anything that's not on here or anything you want to say, please throw it out there, because that's what this show is about. We're all cheaters today, okay? All right.
Okay.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Right.
Okay? We're cheaters just for this 1 hour. We're not condoning cheating, but we're going to be cheaters for
But
the
if
next.
we were,
But if we were, this is how to do it. Okay. All right. So set up a separate email address only to communicate with the person you're cheating with. Keep your regular account logged in as you normally would, so your partner has. So if your partner has access, if they start snooping, they'll see that regular email address, but they won't see that other email address. A lot of people, they get fake phones and things, or secondary phones.
Yeah.
But get a secondary email.
Yeah.
That's a great way to cheat on somebody.
Log out.
log out.
Yes.
Log out all the time.
Don't leave that fucker open.
I know
But
what the fuck.
Don't ever save the password. Fuck you, Google.
I know, yeah, I know.
I love
it.
Google for that, though.
It's true.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
It's the
true.
best for me.
Yep.
If you're gonna cheat, Google's the way to go, guys.
Sign out.
Guys. But that's with your regular account. I'm talking about your secondary account.
That's
Gives
right.
you even more of a chance to communicate with that person you're fucking on the side. And it's a great way to do it. Great way to do it. Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
with that.
Okay. All right. Now, if cheating online, if you're cheating online, okay, don't put up pictures of your face.
Not
all right?
your face and your dick together.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna see that dick and be like, that's Delano's dick. I know it. How it curves to the right and left.
And it's got a mole.
So you
on
guys
it.
deformed it.
I'm just giving an example. Why are you always obsessed? He's always obsessed with my dick. If I bring up anything about my dick, he wants to ask secondary questions. Can we just go into the whole thing? Okay. All right. So don't put up pictures of your face. Be careful of any other images that might out you as well. Okay. So you could take a picture of just whatever your body, but you might have a picture of a little girl in the back or something, or a picture of your car or something, whatever.
Or you have
Somebody-
tattoos or
Yeah.
something.
Or tattoos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Things that can out you.
Long sleeves. Don't get tattoos below your watch line.
Yep.
And keep them below your collar. Let's keep this real, people. Be able to hide this shit.
Yeah, right.
And you
right.
might need a fucking job one day too.
It's true. That is very true.
Now, smart people will know if you're online, and single people who aren't married or involved, and they just see pictures of other images besides your face,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
automatically going to assume, okay, this fucker must be married or in a relationship. He's
Yeah.
trying to cheat around and that type of thing. So don't expect to get online and think that you're going to get all these hits and likes or whatever,
Right.
or people are going to be into you, because it's kind of obvious that you're being deceitful,
but there's always one.
Yeah, there's always
There's
the other
always- and that's all you
scandalous
need.
people. Yeah.
that's
all
it.
you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need, and that's pretty much what these people are looking for,
Yeah.
All right, so another one here: clear your browser history, but only partially. Okay,
Partially.
partially, because if you clear the whole thing, and you have a suspicious partner, they're gonna be like, "Why did you just clear our whole? What are you hiding? What
But
are you hiding?"
if you were to clear your browser all the time, then it shouldn't be an issue. Just clear it all the time.
Yeah, but if
practice.
if you weren't cheating before and you never did that before,
Just
people,
have-
now all of a sudden people are like, well, why are you
Make it
clearing
a-
your browser?
Make it a habit.
Start
Well,
doing
now you're
that.
gonna make it happen because you're cheating. People. I'm telling you, people get suspicious, man. People get suspicious.
Well,
So
maybe
that's
you
why
should-
you only do part of it. You want to clear up Yelps. You want to clear up hotel searches. You want to clear up, which condom is the best. Well, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The people look at that stuff.
100%.
Am I right, Sylvia?
You are 100% correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever cheated before, Sylvia?
Not. I don't think technically I have. No.
What's technically? Because we our last show about cheating. What is cheating? Cheating is anything that you do where you
You even think about sex.
you betray your partner's trust. Any, like kissing, touching, flirting.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I
those type
also
of
I
things?
left the same day it happened. Like it happened, and then I came home and packed my stuff.
So you cheated and
then
you
you
left.
Mm-hmm.
But you were in a relationship at the time you were cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was like kind of like over-ish.
You're a cheater, Sylvia. No, I'm
Yeah.
joking. No, your
Yeah.
guilt. Your guilt
Definition.
made you feel.
Yeah, I was like,
Like
I
you
gotta
should leave.
leave. Yeah.
So you did it.
Yeah.
It was in your conscience, but you left. So that's good.
Yeah.
That was the icing on
Yeah.
the cake.
Yeah, it definitely
that probably
was.
put your mind where it needed to be to
Yeah,
actually
we
leave.
had like been
Yeah.
on the outs for a while. We hadn't had sex in like 6 months.
Oh,
and
hell
then-
no.
Oh, he's cheating on you.
Yeah, well, I went out. I had gone out drinking more and more, and I had gone out one night, and I called him and asked him for a ride home, and he said, "You got yourself there. You can get yourself home."
Wow.
So I fucked a guy in
Asshole.
the parking lot, and then
Oh,
and
wow.
then that guy gave me a ride home, and I
Man.
packed my shit and I left.
Damn,
He
man.
gave, he gave you a ride and a
That's
ride.
fair.
There you go.
Yeah,
I think I needed the rest of that story. That,
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome.
By the way,
Yeah.
do you have a ride today? I drive. I drove here, so, you know, just to let you know. I got you. I got you, boo. I got you. That is crazy, man.
Yes.
Giving a girl a ride and she takes care of you. That's wow.
awesome.
That's new. That's new.
Yeah.
So then you 6 months. First of all, look at you. How could a guy be around you and not want to fuck you?
thank you.
for
I don't
6
know.
months?
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I
Oh.
was like, and I'm like a.
Because he was cheating.
That's what I'm saying. Something was going on. Either he was cheating or gay or something.
I don't ever think he would have cheated on me, but I think he just worked a shit ton and was just like gone.
Let me tell you something. I can work.
No.
I can work.
I don't care.
I don't
Fucking-
know. Yeah.
I can fuck and go to work, and while I'm at work, I still want to fuck.
I
I mean,
would fuck.
the work has nothing to do with taking away my wanting to fuck.
My
You know what I mean?
fuckingness. My fuckingness.
my fucking
Yeah.
No one-
ability.
I think Dylan needs
no
to
one wants
introduce
to
to the-
solo
to
it
the
in the
industry.
shower.
That's true.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And if you just completely stopped for 6 months, you're gonna have
I
a
can't.
wet dream here and there.
Something.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to empty out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all live together?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
As soon as he got home, he should have been ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
always happen like that. Yeah. It was
No.
rough.
Nah.
Yeah.
Something was going
Good thing
on.
you left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to get
Yeah.
out of that situation.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Good
Are you in a relationship now?
No,
Sylvia?
I actually, that was my last serious relationship, and that was 12 years ago.
Wow.
Wow. So now you're just dating and just fucking?
I don't really date.
Just fucking?
Yeah, being in the industry makes it really, really difficult to date just because
Ah.
I am like a committal person. So it's hard for me to say, hey, I'm going to go to work and have sex with other people, but you cannot.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true. That's
so-
true.
And
Come on, Lord.
are you even in the mood? Are you taken care of?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true,
I'm
yeah.
definitely in the mood. Like, I would love to have a steady, like, booty at home because work sex is not regular sex. Work sex is like a
Exactly.
fucking performance every
Technical.
single goddamn time, you
Right,
know? And
true.
I'm like putting on this huge show for people, and
Right.
it's not like enjoyable. Like, I just want to be able to have sex with somebody, but.
Right.
Also, I don't want that person to be having sex with other people. So it's
Right.
like really,
Yeah,
it's a
that's-
really difficult line. You
That
know?
is true. Yeah, I never thought
So,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Big
crazy.
double standard, but I understand.
Right, but it's work for me,
It's true.
you know. So,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you were to
You're-
if we were to get into a relationship and he'll tell you to stop, would you do it or?
Not if my other needs weren't being financially met. Like I live a pretty lavish lifestyle, and I
Right,
love
as
it,
you should.
and I work hard for it,
Right.
and I don't want to give that up.
Nice.
For-
You
As
know,
you shouldn't.
so
Have you ever been with a guy on the set and he just fucked you so good you know saw unicorns and shit? You're like, oh, this guy
yeah,
here.
yes, yeah,
this
that
guy
does
here.
happen.
Like I could
yeah.
be in a relationship with this guy.
Yeah, it does happen. Unfortunately, most of the guys in our world are already in
Ugly.
relationships. No,
Wow.
but they're in relationships.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So they
yeah.
can be in relationships.
I don't think
and
it's
tell their
as-
woman not to fuck other guys, but then they're going.
Well,
to work and fucking
some
other
of
women.
some of these people that I have in mind, they're both are in the industry.
Okay.
So
That was
Yeah.
going to be my question.
like-
Yeah.
that's
it
like
should
a
probably be someone who's
24-hour
in the
swingers.
because then you understand it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
That's very true.
Yeah, so usually people in the industry end up dating someone else in the industry.
Yeah,
type
because
thing.
you get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Well,
you
maybe
get it
that's
right.
what you have.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you have to do. You have to find
Nah.
a guy.
I've
just want a
I've
normal-
seen the pool of our men. Okay.
You like that.
That's now. I gotta ask you this. I know this. We're gonna get back to the topic. Fucking men for money and all
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Does that ever put in your mind, like when you see men, you get disgusted by them sometime? Like
Nope.
guys are.
He said
Nope.
he said semen.
No, you know what it does? You know what it does is it makes me more open-minded about the people I will have sex with, because I used to go around and be like, well, I'm only having sex with like, that guy who's like, ripped and like sexy and making tons of money, and I'm like, that's the only guy. And now I'm like, actually, I bet he would be really good in bed. I bet he would be really good in bed, because you start to learn things about people, and I'm like, it's not just about how they look anymore. It's how they like hold themselves, it's how they walk down the street, it's how they talk. Like, and I notice these things, and I'm like, that man would fuck the shit out of me.
He's gonna walk funny after when we walk out of here.
I'm gonna put myself on the air. I'm gonna put myself out there because I got a little bit of an ego, okay? And I want you to be honest with me, okay? And I don't want you guys tampering or saying shit, okay?
Or a lot of it.
For my style, do I seem like I would fuck the shit out of you? Be honest. Be honest.
Yeah,
be
you
honest.
have the swag. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's up?
Look at him.
Yeah.
Damn. You're being honest, right?
I am.
Okay.
I am being
Don't
honest.
edit this shit out on YouTube, Texie, because you get jealous and shit.
I thought you
he'll
walked
put
like
some-
somebody just
he'll
fucked
dub
the
some
shit
words
out of
in your
you.
mouth. Huh? What?
I thought you walked like someone just fucked the shit out of you.
I'm not gonna lie though, everybody in this room has that energy though.
Thank you.
Yeah. Even
not
from
this
this
guy.
guy over here. Yeah.
Not this guy. Not this guy. Not this guy. No, he drinks beers and farts. No, not this guy. But no, you know what? We appreciate that. That is. Let's take a moment of silence.
Yeah.
No. So all right. So let's get into it now. Here's another way. Okay. Here's another way to get away with cheating. Okay. Now this one here is pretty familiar. Everybody's familiar with this. This is a popular one. Lock that cell phone. Okay. If your partner already has the code, create a believable explanation as to why you suddenly needed to change your password. Okay. You could say someone at work got into your phone, found private pictures of you and them, you and your partner, or something like that. But here's a bit of advice I have for you. Don't be a dumbass and use your phone, your personal phone, for suspicious activity. Okay?
Yeah.
Can we get into the topic here?
beers.
That's
Like
the
one?
first.
Would you like one?
Okay.
Sure, I will. have
Hell
one,
fucking yeah.
Would you like a Modelo?
I just have cotton mouth really bad.
Modelo,
so.
Bud Light.
Wow.
Do Modelo actually.
Wow. We are
Thank you.
sorry, folks. We are.
Take care of the guest. Shut the fuck up.
This dude is passing
Thank you.
around beers and shit
Don't
while
know.
in the middle of our topic.
He's Metro.
This is not the mentality
This
show.
is
This
how-
is
this is how
fucking
Shirley Temple-
Chili's.
Hey.
This is fucking Chili's right
Beer,
now.
This is how we bond.
a beer is the beginning of
Across
cheating.
my face.
Right.
All right, so are we done with the beers and the passing?
like
and all
a
that
Shirley
shit?
Temple?
For
Are
now.
we done?
Delano?
Shirley Temple.
We're experiencing the power of a beer belly.
Does the Shirley Temple on a man turn you off?
I don't
he
drink,
drinks
so that's
Shirley
what
Temple.
we're
No,
talking
that's
about,
fine.
yeah,
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
we got a
so,
driver.
all right, so
Right.
what was I just talking about?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I wasn't
Okay.
listening.
Talking
right.
suspicion
Talking about
being
the shit.
The
dumbass
phone.
and-
The
The
phone.
phones.
Lock it.
Don't be a dumbass and use
Lock
your
it
phones
down.
for suspicious activity. That's the first place your partner will look, okay? And the police. The police will look at this shit too, okay? So be very careful
That's very
what you do on your phone. All right, use phone minimally, okay? If your partner sees a sudden spike in phone calls or phone activity, their suspicions will grow, okay? Again, the number one way to get caught cheating is using your what?
Your
Your
phone.
Cell phone.
Exactly.
Do
okay.
people look at their phone bills? Are people opening up their phone bills and
I don't
looking
think
at
so.
the
That's a
charges?
good way too. And
I
looking
don't
at
ever.
strange
I mean, I
numbers.
don't look at that. I'm just curious.
Dude, that would have been a perfect one for how to catch a cheater.
Yeah.
Because you could totally just, most people
Yeah, look at the
logging on,
strange
you
phone
don't
numbers.
get the paper bills, but you can go online now.
Absolutely.
And get it.
And
I was
see
just
that
going to
shit.
say that, yes.
But
You
you
can
gotta
catch
have
somebody
somebody
another
cheating. You gotta
phone.
have to have the password,
You need
though.
a, you need a,
No, the phone bill. It shows
No,
the phone
but
calls.
You gotta log in
Yeah, but you gotta log into
to get.
But I'm
the
sure
phone
they're
bill.
on a family
No.
plan
Yeah.
if they're like.
What about the
Sure,
mail?
man.
The ones that are mailed in?
They don't.
Or
They're paperless.
if you and your wife are on the same account, all she has to do is walk into T-Mobile and say, "Look, I need to take a look at my phone
don't
activity
fucking work,
and
dude.
all that shit." All that, yeah, it does work.
It doesn't work in my world. I got Verizon. They're not fucking around, dude. If it isn't me or somebody with my fucking
Nope.
password, you don't get shit.
I was gonna
Even
say-
your wife?
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh.
Because they don't
Verizon
know-
stepped it up.
Because they don't know if you guys broke up or they don't know what her intentions are. So.
Dude, even if she
Get
tries,
sued for that
even
shit.
if she tries to
T-Mobile
log
don't
in,
give a fuck.
she can log in from a computer that's 5 fucking years old, and they have to text me a passcode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
a
fuck around
secondary
because
pa-
they promote
security.
cheating on your spouse.
Yeah.
It's because they do it. That's- they do it.
Make that the new Verizon commercial. They promote cheating on your spouse.
Can you feel me now?
Give Verizon you'll get away with cheating. T-Mobile don't give a fuck. Like, sure, yeah. So, what's the
Silent
side
owners of Ashley Madison. They back it.
Oh, well, they will.
Yeah,
Are they
man.
still up and running, or do they get shut?
I asked that question.
I don't know.
Our intern, Josh, he actually studied Ashley Madison. Josh, is Ashley Madison still in business?
They are.
They are?
They are.
Yeah?
Good for
Yeah.
them.
For celebs.
There is a celebrity dating site. I'm like
Is there?
trying my hardest to get on, but you have to have references, and I'm
wow.
like,
Use the mentality show.
Like, bing.
the only people I know that were on there, I'm like, they're other comics, and I'm like, do I really ask them for a fucking reference? And then you have to like find some weird time to like be around them alone and be like, hey.
Wow.
Will you add me to that exclusive dating site?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough being a celebrity and dating, because think about it, you meet a normal person and y'all are intimate and stuff.
Right.
You don't know if they're recording the whole thing, if they're going to use that
I
as a
always
sex tape
think
to
that.
brag and all that stuff. You
I
know?
mean, I don't give a damn if you record it, but at least let me know so I can sell it too. You know, like, I'm just trying to make my money. Like, I don't
Right,
give a fuck
right.
if you record it, but let me know.
Right.
So. Yeah, no,
But
that's
yeah,
but
like-
I always
so-
think that. I'm always like, if I'm hooking up with somebody, I'm like looking around their room, like, what could be a camera
Exactly.
in here? You know? Like,
Any little thing could be a
small,
camera.
yeah.
too.
Can you
Yeah.
just do a disclaimer that, hey, if you post this, you better fucking tag me?
right. Yeah. Pay me. I don't give a fuck about the tag. Pay me.
Well, with Tech C, easily, if he was a celebrity, what, IG is less than 60 seconds, they would easily be able to put his videos up.
From start
Trust
to
me, this
finish.
is only going to take 60 seconds, maybe
IGTV,
less.
buddy. We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
The best 60 seconds you ever watched.
It's going to be 60 seconds, but the best 60 seconds of your life.
If there's a camera in the room, just like, what angle should I be so I can turn around and just put my booty?
Just on my ass.
That shit could be embarrassing, man. The shit I do in bed, I would not want that
Embarrassing?
shit.
Why?
I'm a freak.
but
I am
that,
a
why
freak.
was that embarrassing, though?
You know what? You're so right by even asking that
Yeah.
question. I should not be ashamed of some of the
ashamed.
things.
Don't be ashamed.
My thing, as long as you're not, and I think I told Elena Attorney, your friend, she was on our show this
I
before.
love Lana.
She was the best. Yeah, as long as you're not having sex with an animal or a child,
Right.
Do what you do.
Yep.
Do it.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's consensual. And it's consensual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do what you do. You know what I mean? And so you know what? You're so right about that.
Socks and sandals.
I had someone.
I'm a man.
Hey,
about
he
to
looks
be.
at the camera
I
all
was with
sexy,
someone
sexy,
recently
sexy.
that asked me to bite their back like as hard as I could
kinda
while
hot.
we were fucking, and
Yeah.
it was really hot because
Yeah.
it was a she, and she was like
Oh, that's-
squirming and like into it, and I was like, "This is." I'm like, "Ah!" You know, like I'm like, "Ah!"
I was about to ask, how you gonna
off.
bite a guy's
Like,
back while you're fucking? 'Cause-
No, it was a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
shows the girl.
Get it.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, and it was so hot, and I was like, I would have never done this. I would have never thought to do
Yeah.
this. Like, I don't want to hurt somebody, but it was. I was into it, and I was
That's-
like, didn't even know
Wow.
I was. Like,
I like that.
yeah, but that's just communication.
Is your mic on?
I know. I just heard that too.
Sounds like we lost you a little bit there,
Sorry.
Sylvia.
Oh, we're good.
Can you
There
hear
we go.
it now?
There we go. Yeah.
I'd be tripping out. I'd be like, did you just fucking bite me?
Yeah, but she asked for it. That's what's so hot.
Yeah, right.
And she
right.
said, "Bite me as hard as you can." And I was
Wow.
like, "Oh,
They want evidence,
Interesting.
kind of like a hickey, right?
yeah, yeah."
I
I
want
was
bite
like-
marks when I'm
What's
done.
some other freaky, crazy shit you run
See, I
into?
don't know that any of it's like too freaky. But I didn't know how much I like having my toes sucked until. It
I like
was-
that.
Yeah.
I hear.
And
hear
then
okay?
it was
Yeah,
like,
good.
and then it was like I went from like people are like, oh, do you like foot stuff? I'm like, yeah, and then to like, yeah, I love
it.
fucking foot stuff. Like
Yeah.
I can, it feels like someone's licking my vagina when they're looking in between my toes.
Wow.
It's so crazy.
Wow.
Fuck
Very
yeah.
sensitive feet.
That's a lot of vaginas.
Yeah.
So what about when you get a
Want to be a
pedicure?
foot licker?
yeah,
Yeah. You have your you climaxing?
pedicures are pretty intense. No. Yeah.
Okay, I think that just sealed the deal. All of our viewers are cheating now. They're all
stuck
look,
I know.
They're stuck in
My wife
toes
can't
right
get
now.
pedicures no more.
About to be you.
Fuck that.
You fuck feet, right? You fuck
Do I
feet,
fuck-
right? Vato?
I do
You're a
not
foot
fuck
fucker.
feet. I just fuck.
You like to fuck feet?
No, I don't. Who said that?
foot fucker.
You said that with such confidence. Like I actually told him some. You fuck feet?
just slap
Hell
them
no,
together
fucks feet.
like a couple steaks.
Actually, I don't fuck feet, but I would fuck feet.
Nah,
It's not
I'm
my
gonna
thing.
fuck- nah, I'm
but,
gonna
you
fuck
know.
his foot.
That's not part of your hot dog thing?
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're putting business out there now. We're putting personal information out
she
there
wants
now.
to know.
No, she's asking.
She's asking.
I don't know. I don't know what the hot dog thing is. I have no idea what he's talking about. No, the hot dog thing is, I'm going to get you for this one. I'm going to have to be very careful while I tell this dude. Okay. The hot dog thing, I found out, actually, I'm not the only one who does this. Women have told me other guys have done it with them. But it's called the hot dog thing. You have a woman's ass, okay? Those are the two buns, right? And you put your dick between the buns, whether you can be doing maybe massaging her naked, you're doing like a naked nude massage or something like that. You put your dick between her buns and you just kind of,
Yeah.
thrust.
Okay.
You
yeah.
put the male.
And she's twerking or whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
And it's a great feeling.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And women love it too because
Yeah.
they like, because you're not quite having, it's kind of like a foreplay thing. You're not having sex, but you're rubbing
Yeah.
her part. Because, if you're, I'm going to say this and shut the fuck up, y'all. If you have a sizable penis, she's going to feel it
Oh, yeah.
rubbing against her vagina, so.
100%. I love masturbating with a man's cock on the outside. Like, not
Yes.
even like putting it in, just like playing.
Right.
on the
I believe
outside, like, yeah.
most
Right.
women do.
I
Yeah.
think I'm a porn star.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
We completely got off topic here, bro. You're such an interesting
Well, this
guest.
is the stuff that happens. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're not doing these things, then someone's going to end up cheating.
Someone's
and
gonna do it.
Someone's going to end up doing these
Fuck
things.
You're not doing it at home. This is what's going to happen.
That was
and
really
if
one of
you're
the things I said is if you need to fuck a lot at home. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you are cheating,
Fuck yeah.
if you're not doing it at home, that's gonna fucking raise an eyebrow.
That's
dude.
true.
You got to be doing
6
them both.
months, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
two eyebrows.
Yeah.
So is that on your list? He just said if you are cheating, you got to go back home and do it too.
You gotta have sex at home.
I wouldn't do it right afterwards, but
Like, you come home still smelling of her pussy.
yeah.
Yes.
Wash that off.
Well, yeah, one way to wash away a woman's smell or her perfume, a lot of guys do this on their way home. They'll stop at the gas station and rub a little gas on their necks or something like
Does
that.
that, none of that.
And then you
work?
go home, and you can't do this shit all the time, but you go home like, and you're talking
got
to your
gas
wife,
on me.
honey, I need to take a bath because I wasted gas when I was,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
You still smell though.
I actually have a question now.
Not like a woman, though.
You
I-
put
You're not fucking the
where do you
gas,
put the,
the
gas
car.
at? You put the gas on your
Did you fuck the car? No,
genitals?
No, you don't.
no,
dude.
across your neck or
That shit
your
will
clothes
burn.
or something like that.
Do
Yeah,
not
I'm
put gas on your genitals.
No, no.
Who said that?
I'm asking you, where do you put the gas at?
No, you put it like on your neck, a little bit on your neck or your hands or your clothes, something to hide or mask
But
the
the
smell
smell
of
is
a
down
woman.
there though, not on your
They got-
hands.
he's
If
gonna
you go home and your woman, you got a really suspicious partner. If you go home and your woman's like, let me smell your balls. I mean,
Let me smell your dick.
It's over.
women that
That-
do that shit.
Yeah.
It was
okay, then
over before she
you
asked
definitely don't
that.
need to be cheating. If you got the type of woman who does that, then don't cheat.
Let me smell
I mean,
your
that's the
dick.
best
I
thing I
think
can
that
say.
we're
Don't
onto
cheat.
something right now. So, because I don't even fucking know what's the answer to that. So maybe that's the ticket. How would you hide that? Because I feel like any woman on this planet is going to sniff that out.
Hi, what? What?
The scent.
You better
Percent-
you better grab that
gas.
fucking, you better grab that hose and go like that.
You better,
Fucking gas.
No, you got the gas. You're gonna come home. She's gonna smell the gas, honey. I need to take a shower because I got wasted gas
Right.
all over me. Now you can wash your balls.
Where are you fucking that there isn't a shower where you'd fuck?
That's true.
Like, just take a shower.
Very true.
Like, let's say that guy who fucked you in the car, he was married. and
No
he
way,
needs
he was married.
see,
Yeah.
so he needs to
you
go
go.
Yeah.
dose a little
Gas
gas on
himself.
himself. Right?
Look, if you
Yeah.
guys
Just don't
put,
smoke afterwards.
if you guys put,
that
if you
shit.
guys put gas on yourselves, and your lady still comes over to smell you, you better light your ass on fire.
Exactly. You put gas yourself, your lady's gonna light you on fire and be like, motherfucker, boom.
It's either you or her. She's coming over like,
This is the fifth time with this gas.
Yeah.
That's
Just go
funny.
home and pack your bags, right?
Yeah, pack your bags. Just
So
walk
like,
away.
how come it only says you went 10 miles and you already pumped gas like 5 times in a week?
Oh, got a gas guzzler, baby. Got a gas guzzler. All right, buy a prepaid cell phone, okay? This will allow communicating freely without worrying about the charges showing up on the monthly bill. Warning, though, be very careful about not getting caught with that phone because if you
Right.
do, you better make sure you have a believable excuse handy just in case they find it. So have that. If you're going to have that phone, you better have an excuse ready in case they find it,
And
basically.
do not call yourself on that fucking phone. Don't be stupid. If you have 2 phones, do not call that other phone so you can find it.
Are you
Or
talking
just
from
call-
Put that phone on
experience?
silent.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Honey, have you seen my phone?
Yeah.
It's over. No, my other one. Dumbass.
Like, oh shit.
That's how Hulk Hogan got caught, by the way.
Really?
That's how he got caught cheating. His wife found that second phone on him. Bam! Cost him $7 million.
That's
Because
an
she found that
expensive
fake
ass
phone. That's an expensive.
Expensive phone.
You know.
Fucking Hulk.
And he also got caught because he fucked his best friend's wife, and those fuckers recorded him fucking the wife. He didn't know it,
Oh,
and it ended up, they ended up selling it
Didn't
to
he
this.
fuck the nanny too?
No, that's Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That's Schwarzenegger. We're getting our.
That's a whole nother show.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
like it
guys
got
who
fucking-
fucked up in the history.
Yeah.
Our,
In the history of
our
fucking,
muscular
Yeah. Have you
celebrities
noticed? Yeah.
mixed up.
Every powerful man has gotten fucking caught up
Tiger.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question, Sylvia. That's a good question. Do you believe that God made the urge to reproduce in humans, not just men, in humans, so strong that it's hard to just be in a relationship with one person?
Yes.
And just have sex with one person?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we all know it's hard, but do you think it can be? That's why people cheat.
I know.
Everybody. I don't care how intelligent people just fuck around, and
Yeah.
it's just in our nature.
But that's why I say be honest about your cheating. I say still cheat, but just be honest about it because it is still going to happen.
Right.
For me, I think it is still kind of inevitable. There's always those hopeless romantics that are like, oh, you could stay in love with this one person forever. I'm like, you can, but also you could be realistic and know that everyone has desires and that you're not going to meet 100% of their desires 100% of the time, and that's still okay.
So well said. So well said. And that's why it's important in relationships to do things like spice up your love life, like I take vacations, whatever it takes, Scully. Whatever it takes.
That's what he likes. That's what he likes. He just blurted out, reach around.
Yeah, he did say that pretty fast with confidence.
He knows. He knows.
Stuff like that. Or what I like to do when I get tired of the person I'm in a relationship with. I'm not in a relationship now, but when I have experienced that feeling, I like to think about how I was when I first met them. How I felt about them when I first met them. I like to go back to that time.
Yeah.
And then another ex-girlfriend of mine, what we did is we went out one time and we pretended like we weren't together. And other guys would hit on her and that type of thing. And it made me want her even more.
Yeah.
It turned me on even more that other guys wanted the woman that I'm with, type thing.
It
So
does.
And
Does it turn you on or piss you off? I mean,
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Yeah,
but
then
it makes
you
it
know
hot.
And then you get to go home with her.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
She's going home
maybe
with
because
me.
you just found out that you still care. You're like, whoa.
And then-
that's
And
mine.
she's turned on.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And then they broke up.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
But the sex that night, I
Oh,
thought
it
was
was
hot.
bomb.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's so you have to do things like that in a relationship sometimes to make it work. But then sometimes if it just fizzles out, people grow. People get tired of one another. Show me the baddest woman in the world. I'll show you a dude who's tired of fucking her.
yep.
You know.
100%.
So
Yep.
And another motherfucker's gonna fuck her.
and then he's gonna put his years in, and then he's gonna get tired.
Exactly.
Right.
And same thing with women.
Right.
Women love sex just as much as men.
Agreed.
Yes.
Especially the older women get.
Yes.
Also.
You're at your
yeah.
sexual peak. You're 35, right?
35, yeah.
The woman hits her peak when she hits like in the
Yeah.
early 30s,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. By the way, I'm at my sexual peak too.
Yeah.
Maybe we can peak together sometime.
Peekaboo.
So is it true also that when a woman, you're so interesting, that when a woman sees a man within the first 5 minutes, she can tell if she's going to fuck him or not?
I used to think that, but I don't think that anymore.
Now you want to get to know him a little bit more, or
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as his energy is.
Yeah, it's just about
swag.
The,
It's
about his
yeah,
energy,
the
yeah.
energy and the
Swag.
swag and the
Yeah.
confidence.
Or whatever
and-
comes out of their mouths.
It's
Like the
not-
first
Or
thing
if
they
they're
say.
5 minutes, it's like
yeah,
30
like-
seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's funny, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's huge.
swag.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's where you're supposed to laugh, so you sound funny.
Any-
You said funny.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So here's another one. Very important one. Okay. And this one's for you, Sylvia, because we
Okay.
talked about safe sex.
Yeah.
Buy separate condoms. Do not get your condom boxes mixed up or your condoms mixed up. And if you use Magnums with one girl and you use Lifestyle with the other girl, don't get them mixed up because your wife or
if you're-
girlfriend's like, why are you?
using condoms with
you're-
your wife?
Yeah, you shouldn't be using condoms
I
at
was
home.
just going to tell you, I'm out of the loop on that one. I don't even know what that is.
Or your girlfriend?
Don't
Maybe
they all
if it's
break
your
anyway?
girlfriend, you're using a condom with. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. Your wife, your girlfriend. You're right. You shouldn't be using with your wife, but your
Right.
girlfriend. Yeah. But basically, don't use condoms. No, no, you don't want to get confused. Why don't you use condoms? I don't want to get confused.
Well, it's like calling the girl the wrong name.
I know. Say babe.
Yeah.
Just
babe.
don't bring
Yeah, yeah.
don't
Babe.
bring anything home
Just
that
say
you
babe,
can't
though.
put in
Just
the
say
oven. If you can't put it in the oven, don't bring it home.
That's right.
Right.
Don't
Right.
put it in the oven. No.
All right.
I don't get that, Scully. I'm sorry. Explain that. I'm sorry. I was like, right. And I was
Just
like, what does
think
that
about
mean?
it. Don't bring her home. Anything she might have,
Anything
Yeah.
she might have,
Anything
like
you
an
can
H or
catch.
something.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't want
Don't
to put
transfer the.
and it goes same for the women. What are they doing? Don't fucking bring it home if you can't put it in the oven.
Yeah.
It's a golden rule.
It should be. It should be.
Golden rule.
All right, so that's pretty much it.
like the golden shower.
Anything anybody wants to add as far as how to not get caught cheating?
Man, again, I say this
Just
on the
don't
show. Again, if you're gonna cheat, get the fuck out of a relationship,
Yeah.
go somewhere else. Period.
There you go.
You know.
Yep.
Scully, what about you? You got anything to say?
I think I said a lot.
You said a lot. You said a mouthful. Tech.
That's what she said.
Don't do it. You'll get caught.
Yep.
All right.
Don't do it.
Sylvia.
I say do it and be honest. Have a conversation.
That's right. You said that in the beginning. Okay.
Timon.
Here, I want to say my last piece again. We here on the Mentality Show do not agree with cheating in any form whatsoever. Cheating on your partner will be emotionally devastating on both of you, or when you get caught, because the chances are you still like your partner. So out of consideration for them and to avoid the whole karma factor, if you're not happy with someone you're in a relationship with, just end it, okay? Be honest with them, end it. You'll save your partner and yourself a whole lot of stress. Set yourself free. It's a great feeling. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and date again, because basically by cheating on your partner, you're already dating anyway. You're already out there dating anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. Be honest. Get out of the situation, okay?
Yeah, man.
All right, and there you go. So let's thank our special guest here. Very special
Thank you,
guest, Miss
thank you.
Silvia Saige.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Sylvia
you.
Saige. Anything you want to promote, Sylvia? Anything you want to talk about? We got like 30 more
Oh,
seconds.
That's what she said.
You can find me on all social media under Silvia Saige, SilviaSaige.
Check her out. Check
That's
her out.
what's up,
There you go.
Sylvia.
Wow.
We so loved having you.
Give
You
a
were
like.
great. We heard so many good things about you from Wasted Wednesdays, our partners across
Yes.
the hall.
Yeah.
And we loved having you today, and we may
Thank
bring you
you. I
back
appreciate
definitely.
it. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
bring you back
Great
one more
show.
time. Okay. All right. So catch us on next week's episode of How to Win Them Back After You Catch Them Cheating.
Well, that fuck up. How do you get him back?
Take notes. So if you cheated, we're going to show you how to get them back, okay? Before we end this thing, we like to do this thing called Mexican Word of the Week. What's our Mexican Word of the Week, Vato V?
Decide.
Decide. How's the word decide? Our Mexican Word of the Week.
I got a motherfucking wife and a girlfriend on the side.
That's what's up, baby.
Yes.
That's what's up. Love it. All right. So that's our show. You can catch us on www.thementalityshow.com. Past episodes on YouTube, LA Talk Radio, Facebook Live. Catch us now on iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. That's right, folks. Always remember, folks, in life, you're good, but with our help, you could be the best. We'll see you next week, folks.
All right, we'll see you.
Peace.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.